Hi folks, this week's movie pick is a real classic from 1978, courtesy of Paragon Films and Golden Harvest, Game of Death, starring Bruce Lee. Billy Lowe is a kung fu superstar in the Hong Kong film industry whose happy life with his girlfriend Anne is being intruded upon by a threatening group of American gangsters led by Dr. Land and his henchman Steiner, intent on bringing Billy under their control. When Billy refuses, their lethal response sets about a chain of events where a disguised Billy turns the tables on the syndicate, fighting his way through the city for his and Anne's freedom. With fantastic fight choreography by Sammo Hung and a much beloved music score by John Barry, Game of Death was an international smash hit that helped to keep Lee's star burning bright long after he was gone. This one was released a few years after his death. Bruce Lee had been working on it. He got the offer to make Enter the Dragon with a big American film company, which he jumped on, and then sadly he passed before he was able to finish Game of Death. What was released was footage that had been done, and then they filmed more scenes with stand-ins and other things like that. So this one is a bit controversial in that it's not all Bruce Lee. The iconic fight scenes, the face-off between him and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, where he's wearing the yellow and black motorcycle jumpsuit, just like the one that the bride wore in Kill Bill, that's really Bruce Lee. Even people who disparage the movie as a whole, and many of those same folks still say that at least the fight scenes are basically must-watch for Bruce Lee fans. I also, I'm not a film purist, and I see this film through the lens of nostalgia, having watched it as a young kid who was obsessed with all kinds of action movies, especially Bruce Lee, and it definitely fits that bill very nicely, I would say. This one runs about an hour and 40 minutes long. It's rated R. This particular release is not rated R. It's rated for age 18 and up for strong violence, bloody images, and suicide themes. Now, that last one is a bit of a misnomer, I would say. Bruce Lee's character in this movie has a few lines that basically amount to it's better to go down fighting, better to go out on your own terms, things like this. And spoiler alert, he does fake his own death. That's where the disguise part comes into play. He fakes his own death and then seeks revenge on those that were tormenting him and his girlfriend. There is also a bit of rough language in this one, borderline PG-13 R level, nothing too explicit. There are some scenes of drinking and smoking, although honestly, compared to a lot of movies from the time period, the smoking and drinking are pretty tame. The fight scenes are action-packed for sure. There is relatively little blood. There are gunshots. Nothing as intense as, say, a John Wick type modern action movie. As always, I'll have a link in the description for some more detailed about content to help folks decide if it's right for them and their family. Well, I first saw this movie when I was about 10, I believe, so probably too young to understand some of the heavier themes. I certainly don't remember it acting as nightmare fuel for me or keeping me up at night. It's not a gory movie or excessively bloody. If you'll be on island and you think you'd like to join me, I'll be hitting play on this one right about 7:15 on Saturday night. I recommend bringing your favorite movie beverages and snacks, plus a comfy blanket and a pillow to enjoy this over-the-top flick with some iconic Bruce Lee action.